We are now live. Welcome to Stack Your Live. As always, I'm Matt, joined by RJ. RJ, how are you today?
I am in a hotel in lovely mountain time zone. I'm in Denver right now, which is a weird time zone, Matt. It is very strange to be 2 hours off East Coast.
Yeah, they just snuck Mountain in there like a little annoyance. Like, I get that it's sort of like every 600. Well, it's basically every 600 miles. I'm going to say 600 miles. It's not quite 600 miles. Thank you for joining us, double. But like they just like randomly slap that time zone in out of nowhere, and you just get into it in like it doesn't even make sense where it starts, because like you cross it in very western Nebraska.
Yeah, like it's Albuquerque and Billings, Montana, and Boise and Denver, and it's a weird grouping of states. I mean, obviously they're the mountain states, but it's strange to be 2 hours off of East Coast time. I was looking at football and I was like, why is there a 6 p.m. Sunday game? Oh, because mountain time. Okay.
Yep. Clinton
But
joining us.
I'm in a wonderful Hilton, able to do a live with you, which I'm very excited about.
We got some stuff to talk about. Bilt's doing more stuff. How much stuff? Who knows? But Bilt's doing more stuff. The annoying thing is like, hey, here's these partnerships. You want to know the earn rates, right? No, you're not going to get them. So, we'll also throw some tidbits in here because I do have.
Why would you want to know the earn rates now?
I don't know, because
I do apologize, guys. Oh, go ahead, Matt.
Oh, I don't know, because like it could dictate your strategy of how you're going to approach Bilt.
So I will apologize, guys. I am not a diamond member with Hilton yet, so I would have to pay for the upgraded Wi-Fi, and I did not do that before I got back. So if my internet is a little weird tonight, I do apologize. I'm on just the free Wi-Fi. And yes, Rupert, I am ready for fantasy this week, and we are playing each other, so I am excited about that. Double no. The hotel stay I stay at Saturday night into Sunday will be the one to get me diamond. This one I booked through Delta, so it didn't count towards that, but it is going to help me get platinum for next year. Yeah. No, Clinton. Free Wi-Fi with Hilton is usually pretty good, but if it does act weird, I do apologize. But it was pay for Wi-Fi or eat a chicken sandwich, and I haven't eaten in the last 8.5 hours, so took priority. But now I'm here with Matt, and we can talk about all things Bilt and JetBlue and credit card happenings.
Yeah, it's been a really slow damn week. And I'm going to be wearing a weird hat
and then
today.
Like 9 things, and you're going to be like, I have made 46 videos.
I don't know about 46. I try to do about a video a day, but I'm going to wear a weird hat tonight. I'm actually going to defend City for a little bit later on. Yeah. Because we found out about the fraud stuff. Or we found out about the IRS form.
We found out, potentially, if you believe Reddit, exactly what happened.
Yup.
I got food. It was delicious. I didn't need the gold card. I also have the business gold, so I have dining that way as well. I will say I support Matt in his defending of City on this one.
You buy a red fitted hat.
Matt. Why don't we start? We'll start with City.
Okay. So some folks have gotten locked out of City, right? And it's really annoying. And huge shout out to Diamond Rice. He's like been the person talking about this the most in the Stack Your Points Discord, which stackyourpoints.com. Join the Discord. We appreciate you, everybody who joins there and joins the membership here on the channel. So city folks were getting locked out. City folks have been getting locked out. The folks who are getting locked out seem to be the folks who were using any sort of leaked banker link that were sent out. So when the City Strata Elite launched, it was 100,000 points in branch. No, QCman, I'm not going to be defending the big banks, but I'm just going to be defending like what happened here. So the 100,000 point offer was in branch only, and it was 80,000 points online. Well, we in this community can't like let things lie, and we have to go have the new shiny. So folks were getting in branch offer links emailed to them and then sharing the link out to out to the Danny the Deal Gurus and the Doctors of Credit, churning subreddit, the online, just getting it online, right? So a link that was supposed to be proprietary appears to be going out publicly. So folks were grabbing that link, applying, and getting the 100,000 point offer. So if Reddit is to be believed, we have somebody who shared in a Reddit on Reddit this. So the username is hilariously Administrative Hat. Love the username. This was on a City Strata. Username. Yes. This was on a City Strata related post, I believe, on the credit card subreddit. They say, as a city employee who has to deal with the calls due to this hold and knows what's really going on, I find this article entertaining because the bank is going to hide why this is really going on. They're asked what's really going on. Twofold. Someone leaked the bank offer, causing a huge fraud breach, which resulted in a synthetic fraud breach. As a result of the synthetic fraud breach, we're requiring anybody who applied for the card to prove identity and income provided through the form you all hated filling out and sending back to us. We've hated having to go through this process just as much because the Department of Citibank that is handling the influx of issues due to this is a smaller department. This has caused hold times of 2+ hours to get to us. Oh, and everybody has to be affected by this due to a class action lawsuit from a couple of years ago. So I'm not going to speak to the class action lawsuit. What I am going to speak to is they got inundated with all of these applications, and since they can't verify these applications, and my theory was I presented RJ a theory earlier today of like, they were getting inundated with these with these applications. The city was processing them, and then somebody at city realized that something got triggered or this fraud got triggered. And so in order for everyone to prove their income or prove that, they make what they say they make, that they're good for it, that everything is on the up and up, and, they can keep up with the Joneses of having this $600 card, they froze every account possible that used this link. If they froze those accounts, now they have to go out and have the verification done. So credit card Reddit, the churning community, the us's of the world are the reason why this customer service problem is happening.
No. The us's of the world did not do this, Matt. Stack Your Points is innocent in this. I blame.
Okay, sure.
Churning Reddit and people sharing links they shouldn't. Because I will say, we have a policy in Stack Your Points, and this is one of the reasons that we put this policy in place. You do not get to share your link willy-nilly. You are only allowed to share a referral link if somebody specifically asked for it. And if somebody had put an in-branch only 100,000 point offer, I would have personally killed it. So Stack Your Points is innocent, Matt. You can blame everybody else, but you cannot blame Stack Your Points for this.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm going to defend our community, Matt.
I meant the broader community, yes. The break things community. The how dare you get a better offer than I got? How do I match it community?
I am still going to defend us a little bit.
That's fair. So the credit card community is the reason why this is happening. Now, why did the Wall Street Journal pick it up today? I don't know if a staffer at the Wall Street Journal is stuck with this and they're like, hey, this is a big news story, or somebody with some pull somebody with some pull at the Wall Street Journal, like knows a journalist, knows a staffer, knows an editor, knows somebody on the opinion team, was like complaining about it. And they were like, hey, that could be a story. Let me go pitch it to somebody. Don't know what's happening there, but I 100% believe this person, because this is not the sort of thing like that form that they're sending out, the IRS form for proving your income. That has to be because they need to make sure, and they're not sure who these people are because they don't have relationship. Like some percentage of them don't have a relationship with Citi, and those who have a relationship with Citi may only have 1 or 2 cards and may not have a banking relationship with Citi.
Like if they had the relationship you do with Wells Fargo, I'm sure they don't need to actually do this form. Or I think John R. has his mortgage through them. Like if you get a mortgage or something like that, you have done so much verification that I'm assuming this would not be necessary. But if you got a couple of cards and even 10 or 15 years of active, but just a couple of cards, I'm sure you still have to do this form. And it's annoying. But again, if you use a link that is not supposed to be for you, like we talk about this with Amex all the time, right? Like if you use a link that they didn't send you specifically, don't be surprised if you're in pop-up jail for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
Or the income verification form for Amex comes for you, right? Like don't be surprised. These companies are not sending these links to you for a reason. You might not like the reason, but it is still their prerogative.
Yep. QC Man asked a pretty solid question here. Think Citi will do the same with the AA card link, since it's a link that's really for people who actually flew on AA. I think Citi, if there's enough of a trigger for it, I think that they will look at the folks who just use code 0000, like the 6 zeros in a row. They'll shut down those folks, or freeze those folks' account and prove that that they have an AA loyalty number when that AA loyalty member was established, that sort of thing. But I don't think it'll be as easy for Citi to get away with that one, because it's American Airlines. It's the American Airlines code and the flight attendant referral. So I don't think American necessarily cares, because if it's 000000, that's not attached to an employee, so that's money they don't have to pay out.
And it also might be, I don't know specifically, right? Like this is just me riffing. I don't know if all the codes for X number of flights are the same anyway. So it may not trigger to a person. It just is like, oh, if you fly AA, you've got this code. But we don't really have a great way to say if you flew that AA flight anyway. So it's a little less strict than this is a code that was supposed to be for in branch for X person, and now it is out to the masses. So yeah. Speaking of AA, Matt, apparently there's a new onboard offer for AA. And Clinton followed up with, this is a different card than the Barclays, so you can apply even if you have the Barclays AA card. So that's exciting.
Well, the flight attendant is saying that because it doesn't matter, your Barclays card's becoming this exact same card.
Yeah. And Keith, we Stack Your Points does have to eventually figure out if we're going to have a credit card. I'm going to guess we're probably going to do cashback and not points, because distributing points among hosts is more difficult than simply doing cashback. But I appreciate your offer for the referral.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're a little ways off from that, but we'll see what happens.
So Keith, this isn't Citi's fault. Like, if this is true, that's not Citi's fault. It is, yes, their system is more antiquated, But Citi having this code get sent to Danny the Deal Brewer and everybody else, that's not Citi's fault. That's the community being stupid.
Now, this could be end run if Citi had like a secure messaging feature as good as Chase's, and Citi was willing to do something like, I don't know, match to the higher offer. But even Chase will deny the match to the higher offer unless the higher offer becomes a publicly available offer. Yeah. So like this, I feel we don't have these issues with other issuers. Yeah, but if you use a broken NLL link from American Express, you run the risk of the Rat Squad coming after you.
You also might just get put in pop-up jail forever.
Yeah. So like the antiquated system here is them having to send out the form. They've sent the form out. They can send the form out digitally. They do. Why it's taking a month, I don't know. But Citi's cracking down on these folks because they like this is an actions have consequences thing. Like Citi's stupid system is just a consequence of this.
But also
Citi having to do this in the first place is just hilarious.
If their fraud, and I don't know the real numbers, say their fraud team is 10 people, right? I'm just going to go really easy math. Because 10 people can staff in a typical month or year how many fraud cases they get, right? Because that's historically who has been needed to staff these departments. And then all of a sudden something like this happens and they have 10 times the number that they usually do. Well, those 10 people now have 10 times the work, and they don't have necessarily the ability to just double, triple, quadruple that department if people have to be trained on exactly what to do. Because fraud is not just what Citi wants to do. There are federal rules around it because of bank fraud and wire fraud and all of that.
Yeah.
So some of this is Citi just did not expect these links to go out and they can't staff up as quickly, where American Express has a more robust fraud department. But here's the thing is Amex isn't just cool with the no lifetime links. There's a strong correlation between people who use no lifetime links and those who get put into pop-up jail and then complain about it. Because if you go back, especially on Reddit, and you see people say, oh, I use this no lifetime link, and then they will complain for the next 2 years about being in pop-up jail. So it's not consequence free. People just, because pop-up jail is so opaque, people don't quote know why they're in it, so they can complain. And to Clinton's point, like, they can't just be cool if it's a fraud issue. If it tripped actual like fraud, they can't be cool about it. They can't legally, they cannot be cool about it. And it doesn't, the administration for fraud doesn't matter. Like, though there are certain things that need to be done regardless of interest rates or anything like that, right? Like, fraud is one of those things that is baked into the system that they can't just be like, yeah, we're just going to let you be. You got 20,000 extra points. We're just going to let you be. Not if it's tripping fraud sensors. And this seems to, with the forms going out and the comments on Reddit, this seems to be tripping fraud sensors.
Yeah, and while there may be hacks and stuff around that, like, we don't know if they could just be laying a noose. Like, Amex is a little bit different. Is a bit of a different animal than Citi with this one. Like, Citi had this triggered something within Citi's, like, due to a class action that Citi had to be more aware of.
Right.
Amex could be laying a noose with pop-up jail. Like, they could be could be allowing folks to exploit this, and then they'll close ranks.
And Keith, to your point, like, it depends on the percentage. If 30 people a year do this regularly, then it may not like meet whatever threshold. But if the percentage is higher because of how how this was a brand new card that a lot of people wanted because of the AA transfer rate, that percentage is going to be higher than the people who know the pop-up jail hack. And the pop-up jail hack does not work every time. Like, it works most of the time, but it is not 100% effective.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, Double. If you use a link that is not your link, you're taking a risk. Like, so I'm sorry. I don't buy it that they're all legitimately good faith applications, because this is not happening to people who just go to city.com and apply, or who get sent a link to their email and apply through that. These are people who are going to places where there's a link for an offer that is not theirs, and they're clicking on the link. That's the definition of you taking the risk, and now you fucked around, and now you're finding out. Like, I'm sorry, that's part of this game.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily agree with this, Rod. I also, like, pop-up jail is pretty simple. If you're in pop-up jail, you're not getting the welcome offer. Also, Chase is moving more towards pop-up jail than 524.
Yeah. They also just want to give you the card. Like, if you're somebody who's in pop-up jail, pop-up jail is just you're not going to get the welcome offer, but we want you to have this card. You want the welcome offer. You're self-selecting to decline the card because you want the welcome offer. And so if that's the case, Amex is more than willing to let you wait for however long it's going to be.
From what I can tell, Double, the people who just went to City or got an emailed link that was theirs are not being affected by this. Now, if somebody out there is that did one of those two things, please let me know. But everything I have read on Reddit and other places has been people who have used the hacked links.
Yeah.
And Matt's not wrong.
I think I don't think all no lifetime language links are honeypots. I think there are instances in which American Express legitimately wants you to apply for another card. I think what happens is you have your no lifetime language link, right? And then you take your no lifetime language link that is presented to you, and then you put it up on a board somewhere because somebody's requesting no lifetime language links. That person applies, they get the no lifetime language part, but American Express on the back end goes, "Hey, that's not the person we wanted. We'll let it slide for now, but this person's account we're going to be watching." I think that's how it is. Or I think that's a better that's my understanding of how they could be approaching things if they're using if they are shutting down folks who use no lifetime language links that are not supposed to be for them.
So QC man, I think pop-up jail is incredibly straightforward. It's Amex saying no, or Amex saying maybe. You can have the card, but you're not getting the welcome offer. Like, the reason doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't. Amex is just saying no to you getting a welcome offer. Like, spend more, spend less, have more cards, have less cards. Like, it doesn't, at the end of the day, they're just saying no to you having the welcome offer. Like, and Amex will, if you do something legitimately shady, Amex is not shy about the rat squad. Like, they'll just do that. So I think Amex is incredibly straightforward. Pop-up jail is them being straightforward. The reason you're in pop-up jail does not actually matter. You're either in it or you're not. And there you go. I think 524, I think, is... I appreciate the simplicity of it, but Chase is moving away from it. So it seems like they have understood pop-up jail is more lucrative.
I think it's most who used the link got flagged because the links got flagged because, well, those are links that weren't supposed to be put out into the general public. So it's entirely. So I don't think folks who had other reasons were being flagged. The Wall Street Journal article did us no favors by not following up with the folks who were complaining by like asking, so how did you come across, like, how did you happen to apply for the card? Like, what happened with your application process? What was your application process like? The card when it launched was 100,000 point in branch only offer. Takes literally like 15 seconds of legwork from the Wall Street Journal, but like anyway, if the Wall Street Journal had done a little bit more legwork with the folks that they interviewed and got these pull quotes from the article today, because the article makes Citi look bad, and Citi's customer service response to this hasn't been amazing. I'm not going to give Citi a pass there because, well, they don't deserve it. Citi and customer service go together like, I don't know, a screen door and a submarine. So, if the Wall Street Journal had done like a little extra and like done some extra legwork of like asking, hey, how did you apply for the card? Like this 100,000 point was in branch only. Oh, well, I found a link online that was for the 100,000 point. Oh, okay. And if everybody had that same instance, right, then Citi could have gone to, then the Wall Street Journal could have gone to Citi could have gone to the Wall Street Journal, asked for comment, probably been told something off the record where off the record, yeah, this is what's happening, but we are not willing to say this publicly yet. And, maybe they did, maybe they didn't, but it seems entirely likely that this triggered something. And these are the consequences of whatever got triggered.
Yeah. Like the community occasionally has these moments where they think they're smarter than the banks. And I think sometimes it's because certain banks let people do certain things, as we mentioned with Chase and Amex. But like, also, there's a difference between something that's kind of shady and something that is actual fraud. Like, actual fraud is a problem. Something that's kind of shady may or may not matter. Also, hi, Craig.
Hey, Craig.
Hello. I feel like I walked in on a very tense portion of the conversation.
Oh, we're talking about the fact. Matt, explain to Craig what we're talking about.
So, we were following up on the Citi Strata Elite lockdowns that were happening. We had a Reddit comment that seems to indicate that this is somebody from Citi who they self-identify as a Citi employee. They said they've had to deal with the calls due to this hold and knows what's really going on. They highlight that, someone leaked the bank offer causing a huge fraud breach, which caused a synthetic fraud breach. As a result of that breach, we're requiring anybody who applied for the card to prove identity and income provided through the form you all hated filling out and sending back to us. So, and the department that handles this is really small, so it is causing huge lead times. So it's basically like the community fucked around and we are finding out.
Consequences meet actions.
Yes.
So, Rod, it's not simply you need to spend X to get out of pop-up jail. Sometimes it's because you spend too much with Amex. They're not going to tell you to not spend money. Like, you're assuming that if you spend X dollars, you'll get out of pop-up jail. And that's not what pop-up jail is. So they can't just say spend X and we'll get you out of pop-up jail. That's not how it works. And again, there's a difference between I'm defending the bank because they're my friend and I'm saying, hey, using things that are borderline fraud is a bad idea. I'm not saying be nice to banks because they're your friends. I'm saying consequences have actions. And when large groups of people do things that negatively impact more than the people who are doing those things, that can be bad. Those are not, that's not me saying the banks are your friend. That's me saying don't do stupid crap. And try to keep your nose clean. There's a difference between banks are your friends and that statement. Like, I'm not defending them. I'm explaining why I think certain things happen. There's a difference in that.
Yeah. No, I don't like, I'm not here to defend Citi in terms of like, but Citi has obligations that they have to do with federal regulators. And while we may be living in a time where federal regulation is sort of made up and nobody can get away, like everybody can get away with not following federal regulations, there will be a time where you'll need to follow the federal regulations and they'll be followed up with. So best to abide by the regulations as they are now so that you don't have any issues later.
Keith, what they mean by synthetic fraud breach is it wasn't actually a breach for fraud. It was people using a link that wasn't theirs. So I think that's what they mean by the synthetic part, is it wasn't actually me applying for a card in Matt's name, which would be actual fraud. It was me using, say, Matt's link to apply in my name with my information. That's why I think they're using synthetic fraud breach in that way.
Yeah. I guess
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, this sounds oddly similar on the back end to kind of how no lifetime language offers work.
And we were talking about that too.
Oh, see, I'm just so late. I apologize.
No, it's perfect timing.
But it feels like we've gotten so accustomed to Amex just saying, yeah, it's fine, spend 15 grand and we'll call it even, that when somebody puts in regulation or like everything else, we end up with this face.
But the thing is, like, Sleepy Rod, you're wanting them to tell you how to beat a system where they're telling you no. They're telling you no to the welcome offer. I don't understand why you think the bank is saying no. That's their entire answer. If you want to beat it, like, okay, but their answer was no. Like, they're perfectly in their right to just say no to you. And yes, there are no lifetime languages, but again, if you abuse those, they're just going to send the RAS squad after you. So I don't understand why you think like you deserve Amex welcome offers. Like, you don't deserve it any more than, like, they deserve you not committing fraud. You deserve them to review your application. That's all anybody deserves in this relationship.
Again, it's
also,
not
James,
thank you for the $5.
Sorry, Matt. That's exactly what I was about to say.
And again, we're not saying that like using no lifetime language means you're committing fraud, but it is like you're using no lifetime language links that are posted on Danny the Guru, that are posted in credit card chats, that are posted online, that are posted anywhere, right? You're using those at your own risk. So that is, you are taking on that risk. If they shut down your account, you kind of can't ask, why did they shut down my account? You did X. They responded with Y. Now it is time to go to Z Bank.
So Quentin, it's the goal of part of the offers. Because if it was the goal of all the offers, there would be bigger issues. It cannot be the goal of every credit card offer. It is certainly the goal of some and some percentage, but it is not the goal of all.
And yes, it is a QA department failure, but the size of the failure and the Citi got bombarded with these applications, and Citi would have been better off presenting a public 100,000 point offer because this wouldn't be an issue. The card should be strong enough to have a public 100,000 point offer. That's why they now have a public 100,000 point offer. They want to get as many of these cards out as possible. But the 100,000 point in branch was supposed to be to get like their loyal customers in the door first. When those got leaked online, or folks were asking for them to put them online specifically because they weren't interested in the card, and there are people who did that, it created an issue because your banker who's giving you that link is expecting that your link is identifying you. not your link is identifying the 50 close friends who just happen to click it.
So like if I were to give Matt or Craig my referral code for Amex, that is tied to my American Express account. They'll go through it, but it's tied to mine. Like that's how I sort of think these links were working, of if my banker gave me a code, they're expecting that code for my information. The problem isn't necessarily every single code that was leaked was exactly the same, but they were all identifying a singular identifiable member, and then they were getting 50,000 applications for one person. So I think that's part of it. And yeah, the branch employees, they did screw up by just sending the links out to people. But yeah, I don't think this is entirely Citi being stupid. I do think Matt's right that there is a decent amount of the community playing silly games in this one.
And email is not secure. They could have sent this link through Secure Messenger, but the link still would have been copied via Secure Messenger. Like there needed to be, the next thing is going to be, there will be some sort of tracking pixel or tracking wise when these links were sent out from Citi in the future, if they're going to clamp down on security to avoid this happening again, and other banks will do this, there will be a snippet of tracking something or other. It could be the link, it could be a pixel generated from the link, where like if you are not the person intended for it, you're going to get shut down. You're not even going to get to like click apply.
Yeah. QC Man, any bank is going to happily take interest. They're just not looking for every single person to do that, because that is how banks have major issues. And yeah, they do serve different purposes, but Chase is kind of drifting more towards pop-up jail because it gives them, they enforce 524 when it matters to them for that. They're starting to flirt with pop-up jail.
Yeah.
So also, no lifetime links are not as popular as we think they are. Like, they're popular with a very small percentage of the community. They're not popular with your cousin who's sort of into credit cards because they have 4 of them.
Yeah. No lifetime links will become they're known amongst the community. They are not, but they are still a secret to the larger audience of credit card holders, right? Because like a well-tuned Amex customer will know of lifetime language, will know like I can only get the bonus once. They're most likely not going to know about no lifetime language links. Also,
not everybody who clicks on a no lifetime language link has it work. Josh and I both have Amex cards. We've both clicked on no lifetime language links and they don't work for us. So it's not, and I know other people, I know Josh specifically, which is why I'm calling him out, but it's not as simple as click on link, automatically get card. It's not even as simple as click on link, be able to apply for said card. So it's not a slam dunk to do it.
No, it works like 80% of the time. It works 60% of the time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Again, Keith, Google knows about them, but you have to know the right thing to find them. Like if I said no lifetime language link to a couple of my coworkers who are kind of into credit cards and even into Amex, I know they wouldn't know what I was talking about. So again, it's still a small percentage who still uses them. You also have to still want to pay the $800, $900 for the platinum if you get an offer on that. Not everybody wants to carry multiple platinums.
No. All right. So before we
that was fun.
Slap this dead horse any further. Let's move on to our other lovely little bit here. Bilt has announced another partner, and just like they announced earlier this week with what is it? United Wholesale Mortgages. They've announced GoPuff will be a home delivery service partner for them, offering new ways to earn and redeem points. Now, just like the mortgage bit, they didn't announce anything regarding how much you'll earn and what the redemptions are going to look like. But Bilt is expanding how its members can earn and redeem points, this time by teaming up with GoPuff. The new Bilt Home Delivery powered by GoPuff service allows members to order thousands of everyday essentials directly from the Bilt app or website, with deliveries arriving in as fast as 15 minutes in select markets. I can tell you this much right now, my hometown has no GoPuff around it, so they just told me straight up, "Nah, you're straight out of luck, dude." So here's what you should know. GoPuff's. Yep.
Is GoPuff the sister brand of Stay Puff?
No, because Stay Puff is actually tasty and like good. GoPuff is knockoff DoorDash.
Okay. Just needed to get that joke out there.
Absolutely. Now, if you think about the Stay Puff Marshmallow Man, when a god asks you to think of something, don't.
I love this. This is very spooky, October-ish. I appreciate it.
I thought you'd like that.
Come on, he's a sailor. It's New York. We just get him laid. Everything will be fine. So their collaboration with Bilt brings new opportunities for Bilt members to earn points on daily essentials rather than just travel, rent, or dining purchases before joining forces with Bilt Rewards. GoPuff previously partnered with Chase, where select cardholders received a $10 monthly GoPuff credit through December 2023. It's interesting of upgraded points to bring this up. But Bilt Reward members can order everyday essentials via GoPuff directly within the Bilt app, earn or redeem points when earning rates and redemption details haven't been revealed yet. The partnership adds a seamless on-demand option for members who already rely on GoPuff, further integrating Bilt into daily life beyond rent and travel. Don't know what the earning rate is going to be. It'll be interesting to see what they do. But I just wanted to highlight another means of earning Bilt points. It's not as good as the potential Rakuten news, but that's still not official.
The Rakuten news, I think, is like there's got to be some form of a catch there.
Oh yeah,
or a limit or something. Like it's like Craig with his Amex grocery. There's going to be something.
To that point, I think granted, yes, you don't have necessarily traditional subs with Bilt, but also I think that the Rakuten quarterly payout is probably going to slow a lot of that down. I can't imagine they do it like how the airline or hotel portals will do it, where you get an instantaneous payout. That just isn't going to work out. People are going to abuse that to the moon and back.
Yep.
I'm also wondering if the Rakuten card won't transfer those points over to Bilt.
Can't imagine that would be the case just because it's in your Rakuten account and it's the Rakuten account that would transfer over, but that's a fair question.
I would imagine they'd pool together.
I didn't know if the Rakuten card had its own back-end UI or pool.
That would be interesting, Keith, if it's 1 to, or if it's 2 to 1 or something like that. But also, I don't think it's like, yeah, you can amass pretty decent amount of points, but it's also the way the payout is. Rakuten might know that a couple of their partners are about to leave. Also, Bill, thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you.
Yep. We'll see. What did you mean that Rakuten knows that Bilt is about to lose partners, or that Rakuten's going to lose some of their partners?
No, what I mean is Bilt knows they're about to lose partners. So letting people amass 100,000 points a quarter isn't going to kill them. Because if they know they're going to lose Hyatt in the next year, do they care if they're about to do it? Or guys, Hyatt might say, cool, people can change 100,000 points a year from Bilt to us. There are ways that these companies can slow you down. Also, the Rakuten card is apparently metal. Who knew?
I think I remember seeing that in the marketing, but I just didn't care.
Does GoPuff let you also charter a helicopter?
No, Bilt does.
That
do
was the
wonder
joke.
though if this isn't something that's more indicative of Amex splitting ties, because normally Amex does not share well. They are the kid that takes their ball and leaves. Case in point, Chase Dining. But I'm curious to see how this all plays out.
Craig, I'm going to need you to never bring that up again.
Why?
I don't know.
Because I don't want Amex to leave Rakuten unless they replace it with an Amex Rakuten. Like, unless Amex makes their own portal, I'm gonna need Rakuten to stay. Okay, friend? Okay? Don't do this.
Saying, like,
Delta
when we
portal.
think of Amex does not share.
No.
They are, hey, we are Amex and you are everyone else.
Yeah.
I will say, Keith, like, bank bonus is a niche of a niche. And yes, I know the SoFi one is fairly easy, but like, it's still a niche group. It's not as simple as everybody wants to open a new bank account. The Norton one is easy. The Norton one is very easy. But like, buying a service. So here's the thing I will say about people who churn in Rakuten hard. You still have to spend real money. Like, it is not necessary. Like, you're buying points in a way if you're just like going to Norton and spending $200 on Norton products to get however many points, which is fine. But like, you still got to spend the $200. So like, it is a certain group of people who are willing to do that. So we'll see. Sleepy Rod got Bill's membership. So thank you very much again, Bill. I would like Amex Copper C1 offers, please.
They already do that with the offers in the app that are, they do select merchant offers like that where you'll get higher earnings.
But it's not nearly as comprehensive as Capital One.
That's fair.
Sorry, guys, there's an echo. You're hearing my voice twice. Now it's gone away. A&A as a Bilt transfer partner.
They did intimate that they were going to be launching more partners along the way, including some that are brand new and like never been with credit card companies before, but like JAL, I guess. But them stealing A&A makes a certain amount of sense.
I want somebody to bring back Amtrak.
Hell yeah.
I would like that to be Wells Fargo.
In fairness,
I would be okay with that.
I don't necessarily think Bilt getting Hyatt or United, which I got a United email that was pubbing Bilt, which was interesting this afternoon. I don't necessarily think it is a true pull away, because think about the amount of Amex points that you can amass, even as just a normal person spending, as opposed to doing Bilt shenanigans, right? Like, even a normal person that only uses the gold card and say the green card, I'm earning Amex points at a much higher clip than you'll ever earn Bilt points. Even with that, especially now that the points are limited to 1,000 points for rent day. Yeah, you can get rent points, but
Yeah.
Yeah, and we don't know what 2.0 is going to look like. Like, they might change it to where you get 2-to-1 on the free Bilt card, and you have to pay to unlock 1-to-1. Like, this could be part of that.
Oh, it'd be damned evil of them and like kind of on brand if the 495 card was the only card that got 1-to-1.
Or unlocked certain partners. You can only get Hyatt and only United with
Yep.
Wells Fargo was covering $10 million a month for Bilt. Now that's not happening. Where's the extra money being covered? I don't know. Can it be covered from Cardless, Matt? Is Cardless ponying up the cash?
No, it's going to be whatever stockpile Bilt built from their credit card processing. Because that was money that was specifically for Bilt. Like, you using your Alaska card for rent, Bilt was keeping that 3%. You used other cards to hit your rent, spend through Bilt, and like Bilt was going to give you like 250 points. Well, they were giving you 250 points. They were keeping the full 3%. So like they amassed millions doing this. Now, is it going to be enough to cover the fact that, you know, Wells Fargo subsidized them to the tune of 10 million a month that Wells Fargo was setting on fire? I don't know, but we will see.
In fairness, I also think this is indicative of kind of the broader market where tech right now is just so hyper inflated in value. And I think people are giving Bilt a little bit too much credit about how profitable they are. And I would, no matter, even if they are that Series C fundraising, because what, did they pull in $60 million, Matt or RJ?
No, on their last round, they pulled in over 250 million.
Okay, 250 million. So let's say that all that capital, say 70 million of that goes to the problems that Wells Fargo was covering.
Yeah.
I think even with additional fees and everything else, if we're talking about, hey, we need to go and buy more points because Rakuten is now selling points and we have more partners and more opportunities to earn points, I don't necessarily understand or see where the model is unless they are expecting that many people to hold and keep interest, and Cardless is giving them better, more favorable terms than Wells Fargo. But I would be really interested to see where this all pans out in 18 months. Heck, we just saw U.S. Bank fold, and they're the fifth largest bank in the country, and they can't even keep Smartly going. So I'm really interested to see where this all kind of pans out over the next 6 to 12 months.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Vincent points out that Citi does change the partners on the lower cards, or restricts the partners on the lower cards versus the higher tier cards. So there is that. Also, I find this funny.
Wells Fargo being an Amtrak partner would hearten come back to its roots. Yup.
See, we're an educational channel here. I would love if I could move some Amex points to Amtrak. I don't have very many right now, but I would like it when I get them back.
Yeah. So Bilt adding GoPuff. They're also adding United Wholesale Mortgages. We will see what the earn rates are going to be. Everything with 2.0 is still under lid, so we'll see what happens going forward. Right now, I think their best bet is just announcing transfer partners to flood the zone there, and then it wouldn't be a bait and switch, but it would feel kind of switchy if they announce some slashing to the program when they fully announce 2.0. But it's still too early in the fall for them to let us know what's happening.
Like, it's bait and switch, but also if they're doing 2.0, you have to imagine they're going to change things.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's a breakup fee that Bilt needs to pay to keep the card accounts moved over. Bilt doesn't move the cards from Celtic Bank. What are your thoughts on this, Matt?
Given that the contract was supposed to run until 2029, given that Wells Fargo lost somewhere is going to end up losing somewhere close to $200 million, there's got to be some sort of thing to Wells Fargo. That would be the entire funding round they just raised, including $100 million from United Mortgage wholesalers. I can't see that they raised $250 million to just give Wells Fargo $150 million of it. There may be some sort of breakup fee. There's going to be some sort of restitution to Wells Fargo. I just don't know how big it's going to be. And like Wells will want it to be a big number, and Bilt and Cardless will want it to be a small number. I don't know where they're meeting in the middle.
So oddly enough, I did a similar project for this, for like business contracting. The way that they would normally price structure it, they would do, say, 7% of total revenue earned, but then they would also do a fractional cost of all interest earned, and then also a fractional cost of number of acquisitions per customer. So essentially, however many Bilt cards there are, for every single one of those, you'd have to pay us 3% of whatever or anywhere between 3 and 15% of whatever the acquisition cost there is. Plus, you would have to pay then hey, we knew that we were going to acquire this target of people. So like they could be out of that 200 million, it wouldn't be crazy to say that they owe Wells Fargo probably $70 million.
Yeah. 70 is probably like 75 is probably where it would end up most likely. But given the costs like that Wells was doing, given the that Wells
It's
ran
still
into
pennies on the dollar, yeah.
Yeah, it's still a massive loss for Wells Fargo. They're also only we're talking about 1 million cardholders, right? And I don't even know that what cardless is going to be involved in with this, but I don't even think that cardless will be able to handle 1 million cardholders.
In fairness, I had never heard of cardless before last year. What was that? The Qatar card, or
Yeah,
was it Turkish? One of those.
Both of those.
Yeah, both of those. So yeah, that's the first time I'd ever even heard of cardless. So I was like, oh wow, look at them. I thought they were making bad jokes in the Discord to say, oh, this is a cardless card. Like,
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be a joke, but not the funny kind.
it's a little funny, especially as a person that has no stake in the Bilt ecosystem or game. It's a little funny.
That is fair.
Yeah, I don't have a ton of Bilt points, but I was like, all three facets of the company worked really well for the longest time to me. The card and the company now I think are going to be very broken.
I have 894 Bilt points.
That is far less than me.
A bus terminal priority pass lounge does seem on brand. I would defend the jokes. I think the jokes in the Discord are very good, and you should go to stackyourpoints.com where you can find the link to join our Discord. Thank you, Arnold, for giving me that segue.
Also, I'm going to defend Turkish for 1 second. The lounges in Istanbul, fantastic. Coffee, amazing, because they have the full sand pit there. It's good stuff, people. It's good stuff.
I don't necessarily want to have to go to Turkey to have a decent lounge experience that doesn't feel like a bus terminal.
Well, if you weren't already going to Turkey, then absolutely don't go. But it is their version of Denver. If you are flying Turkish, you are connecting in Istanbul.
I'm very interested to see what the Delta Lounge in Denver is going to show me on Saturday.
It's actually pretty nice.
I'm looking forward to it because I will probably be there about 1.5 hours to 2 hours before my flight. So
it is the longest hallway in the world.
I'm also at the very end of my resort, so I feel like walking to my room is the longest hallway in the world, so it should be fun.
Lots of steps, just thousands and thousands.
I went to the Broncos stadium today, so I did many steps today.
Nice.
It was beautiful.
All right. Not to go all tidbitsy on y'all, but did want to highlight this. If you're an Amazon Prime member, you can save up to 25 cents a gallon on gas through the end of the year. This is through their Earnify partnership, which you can typically save like 10 cents a gallon. But on Fridays, from now through the end of December, you can save 25% per gallon at Amoco, BP, and AMPM locations. So if you have any Amoco, BP, or AMPM locations, and you're an Amazon Prime member, link your Amazon Prime to Earnify and save yourself 25 cents a gallon. Just thought I'd throw that in there.
They do have a lounge.
Yes.
There's also one in Philly. It's very nice.
Keith, I appreciate that idea. I am visually impaired and I don't like steps that are uneven or in any way not standard. And the Red Rock steps would probably have me fall and break my neck. So we're not going to do that, but I do appreciate the thought.
I want to go to Red Rocks.
I went by Red Rocks today. I went to Golden because I went to Spyderco.
Nice.
I sent you a picture, Craig, about my trip to Spyderco.
I have been in...
I just sent it. I sent it within the last 10 minutes.
There we go. I was like, it
So
has
don't
been
worry.
a day. I'm sorry.
No. It's totally fine. But I went to Spyderco and I spent way too much money. But I'm also almost done with my green sub. So there's that.
Hell yeah.
That it is helpful not to be super crowded.
And yeah, avoid domestic priority pass lounges. Much better internationally. Yeah, priority pass internationally, much better experience. Depending on, you can have decent-ish experiences domestically, but they'll
I
get
have
crowded
one
quick.
use for priority pass that is not a Chase or Amex lounge domestically. Well, you know what? I take that back. Anything outside of the club. But Philadelphia, there's a nap room, and I bring my own little plastic blanket to lay down. And sometimes when you get in on a 5 a.m. flight, just getting a quick little power nap in is nice. The little minute suites.
When I take a nap, it needs to be at least 2 hours of like dedicated time for this nap. I am not a power napper.
I assumed 2 hours was a power nap.
Yeah, 2 to 3 hours to me is a sweet spot for a nap, which coincidentally is about the time I take a nap between when I get off of work and when the episode of Stack Your Points films.
I don't nap. If I'm napping, I'm either sick or I'm truly like absolutely exhausted because I'm just like, you know what? Push through. So, yeah.
There's nothing worse than ordering something and it not showing up when you're at a lounge. That is not good, Clinton. I am very sorry. Hey, somebody who lives in Istanbul. Yeah, the business class lounge is going to be better, sort of by definition. What else is going on in the world, Matt?
I really like Rove. Rove this week introduced a new feature. Yeah, me, Rove. What? Rove this week introduced a new feature where you can earn elite nights and have your loyalty and statuses therein reflected in your bookings with most hotels within various chains. And unlike the Edit or FHR in their little article explaining things, they were taking this little pot shot at Amex and Chase, where like we believe in applying this to all levels of hotels. You don't have to just be booking, the Conrad Bora Bora. You don't need to be booking the JW Marriott Waikiki. And I know that those aren't necessarily hotels, but like top of the chain and like exotic location to get status. No, like the Holiday Inn Express down the street can and would be eligible. The Hyatt Place that I typically go to is not currently eligible, but the Hyatt House that I've been to a couple of times is. So I've booked a couple nights at the Hyatt House. Those are already in my Hyatt app, and so those nights should count. I need 10 nights to extend Discoverist another year. Since I don't hold the credit card and I don't plan on holding the credit card, and Chase, for whatever reason, couldn't convince Hyatt to allow Sapphire Reserve holders to get Discover status this time around on the refresh.
Absolutely crazy to me.
Would have been nice. Yeah. Chase, it's already a money loser. Just keep spending money.
So, Matt, let me ask you this, and Craig, if you know, please feel free to answer. What is the mechanism for this? Like, is it on the card issuer to approve status being recognized, or is it on the individual brands? Because it feels like if I'm Hilton, I'm not necessarily going to want to incentivize people to book a DoubleTree through a partner or through a portal versus through me, if that makes sense. Like, how is Rove basically able to do this?
So Rove, when you typically book on Rove, and Rove is giving you obnoxious amounts of Rove miles, because Rove miles are kind of like whatever Rove decides that they're worth. Right now, they're worth a fairly decent amount, but that can change, obviously. How soon before Chase does this too on Chase Travel? Probably never. I hope sooner than later. I want Chase to bring this down market, but I don't know.
Right. My question is more like the status match versus the miles.
Yeah.
Like,
so they will compensate you a lot in terms of Rove miles. with this, they're only giving you a set number of miles per dollar spent with Rove. So like the hotel is convincing Rove not to give you so many miles, because one hotel that I booked that is now in that eligible category was 33x points per dollar. So if you don't want your status considered, you can book for 33x. If you do want your status and you want the night and you want all of that, you're only limited to 5 going forward. So there is that bit of a trade. I think Rove is taking less of a cut of being an online travel agency. Like they because an OTA would get a percentage cut of the booking, right? Rove is taking less of a cut because they're determined that there's other ways that they will make money from you in order to provide you being able to book and have your status reflected as another value add for the service. So they don't have to take the same cut that Chase is taking through CX Loyalty because Chase spent so much money on CX Loyalty, or Chase is losing money on Sapphire Reserves left, right, and center, or Amex Travel can only do it at the top end because they want to pamper their FHR folks, but they don't want to necessarily do that going forward.
QC man, thank you very much for the $1.99 sticker. Sorry, Matt, I thought you were taking the breath there.
Oh no, I was. Appreciate that. How sustainable this is, I don't know. I would love for someone, or like, hi, Rove, I'd love to talk to y'all more. I want to know how sustainable this is. But given that they're doing a shopping portal, given that they're doing dining, given that they're going to be doing dining, they're going to be doing some other ways of like getting your spend on the hotel, on the loyalty side of things. I can see that they're going to take less of a cut of being the intermediary for you booking your travel in order for you to get your loyalty reflected, because they're going to use that they're using that as a service to get you to spend more money with them.
I think it's more sustainable since this is going to sound odd, but I think it's more sustainable since this is their initial process. They're not making a mid shift or cycle shift to something new for their revenue stream. Now, granted, they will 100% need to book more rooms. Did somebody just say hi?
Double said hi.
Hi, double. But they will 100% need to book more rooms than, say, Amex or Chase. I would say if Amex or Chase is getting 6% or somewhere between 3 and 6% for a room, they're probably getting 1.5, maybe 2 at most. So it doesn't sound like a lot, but if you want to make equal amounts of money, you'll probably still need to book 2.5 to 3 rooms per every one of Chase or that portal. And where they're already at a disadvantage, they don't have a built-in customer base.
Yeah.
Right. So like, I think that's but I'll say this, it is a huge deal to get your status recognized. And Matt and I were messaging about this earlier today. I just booked a room. I have to be in Philly tomorrow for work. So I booked a non-refundable room. My Rove Miles already hit, and I got them at 10x Rove Miles, and I'm also getting my Marriott status recognized. So I'm getting a day plus the 23x, 17.5, whatever the thing is for that. 17.5, I think. Yeah, 17.5x through Marriott plus the 3x that I used for the green card. So, it is a lot of point stacking going on there. And this isn't even necessarily a point stack that is a hidden feature. This is something that feels that the average traveler could use, right? Like, hey, link your account and use your normal card that you would already use. It's no different than going through Rakuten.
So it's interesting because there are times where, like, I'm at a Hilton right now. I went through Delta for this trip. They recognize my status.
Oh yeah.
Like when I got here, I got the water, I got everything else. We will see. I have in the past had nights reflected, and I've had nights not reflected. So it becomes this thing of like, if this can consistently work, you don't have to worry about the will it or won't it, right? Like that would be the nice part. So I'm interested to see, because that would be great. Like that could be a thing like Amex or Chase could use as a boost. Because if I could go through the Amex portal and get it reflected 100% of the time,
yeah,
that's a game changer for me. Like I just booked a Hyatt through the portal with Amex to use my FHR credit. It's already in my Hyatt app. Like everything is good there. I'm all set. It's going to be a category 8, so I'm hopefully going to have a good time. It's my first ever Hyatt stay is going to be a category 8. I'm going to be spoiled for Hyatt. But that could be like when Chase lost their ability to do a 1.5 in the portal, right? When I say they lost their ability, they took it away from cardholders. If they changed it to your status reflects, I think that could get them in the good graces of all the people who are pissed off about the 1.5. Or at least it could help.
If they extend it like across all of Chase Travel, like not only they edit, because they edit everything, like they've got their partnerships all lined up. They're slowly rolling it out in Chase Travel, but it's like very select brands. It's Citizen M is one. I think Virgin Hotels is another. And I want to say IHG might be the third, but like it is not standard brands. So if you can book through Chase Travel, like a Hyatt house and have your Hyatt status and get your night through Chase Travel, that will be a huge boost to forgiving. Hey, John. Everybody check out John's channel when you get a chance. Chase being able to say like book through the Chase Travel portal, get your night, get your status, get everything reflected would be the apologies that it could help, that could have helped more. If they had that lined up, they probably would be in a much better position than they are. Given, you know, the fire that is the Sapphire Reserve rollout, that has just been not good.
Right.
But Rove being able to do this, Keith asked the question, will we eventually get a Rove card? Rove initially wanted to be a credit card. And they, like, if you look at the website at the very bottom, like their trademark, it says Rove Card Inc. Like they were going to launch a credit card. I don't know how the card was going to be structured, but they decided that it wasn't going to be worth it for them for whatever reason. Again, I would love to talk to the founders, these 220 somethings. I would love to talk to like just kind of anybody involved in Rove, just to get a better sense of all of this. But they may be prepping us for a credit card in the future, but they recognized early that a credit card wasn't going to be the way to do things, because you have to break through with a credit card in such a way. Like, Bilt had rent as the niche. Like that niche was what was going to turn people on to Bilt. Rove was just like another travel portal. And like, how many people went out and got the 1 key cards from Wells Fargo? How many people have the Priceline cards from Barclays? How many people have, how many people would sign up for an Airbnb card if one launched through a partner, right? There's now a booking.com credit card that just recently launched, but like they did not launch with those credit cards because they needed to build brand recognition first.
Yeah.
But Rove coming in and now being like the niche from those and being able to say your loyalty gets recognized immediately. Your loyalty, you would have a hard time getting a booking.com or a Kayak booked hotel to get you to have your status recognized if you have status with them.
But that could be like Rove could, even if they never do a credit card, never do anything like that, that could be the differentiator, right? Like they could make it where they're not making as much money as booking.com, but they're more consistent with the people who are using it. And sometimes that consistency and that loyalty to them by the people who are using them is worth more on the investment side and worth more on the growth side than simply, random person uses us. Well, if random person uses you once, that's not going to really help your overall growth. If we have people who are super loyal to us, that we can get to use our shopping portal as well and use these other things. It's sort of like Apple, right? Apple wants to sell you an iPhone, but they also want to sell you a MacBook and an iPad and AirPods and everything that works. If Rove can sell you a Rove account for free and then give you all of these other services that are interconnected, they might win even with taking a smaller percentage. So Rove might have it right there. Just so we can get to this, to move back to Rove, I signed up for the green card again because I missed it so much, and Amex was nice enough to give me the sub on it. Why? I don't know. A lot of people were getting the sub on the green card when they had the up to 60,000 points who wouldn't typically get it. Amex saw it fit to give it to me, so I'm very happy.
Yeah.
So you didn't really miss much.
Yeah.
Also,
are you talking about? Yeah.
So here's the thing. I don't have a problem with Hyatt. I just don't want to deal with their loyalty program, and they're not in a lot of places I am. But I don't have a big problem with Hyatt. Also, Matt defends companies that he doesn't necessarily like if there is something else going on. Matt is equal opportunity in that way, and one of the reasons I respect him.
Oh yeah, no, I'm still going to shit on Citi whenever possible, but like in this particular case, it's kind of on the user, not necessarily the bank. Now, the banks are not our friends. The banks are not good. Late stage capitalism, really, really bad. There, I've got all my red out of the way. But in this particular case, what Citi is doing is fairly justifiable.
Yeah. So that is why up is down and left is right and cats and dogs are getting together. Yeah, Chase had a worse rollout in Citi.
Chase had a worse rollout than Citi in terms of the card. Citi is going to get some further reputational damage for their customer service.
Yes, and it wasn't great to begin with.
Nope.
Also, Craig, tell us how this new multi-$100 AA card feels, or Citi card.
You know, I have it. I use it for hotels. I have not used it.
No, I meant like the physical card. You were complaining about the actual makeup of the physical card.
Do I have my wallet on me? No. So the AA exec, it's nice. It feels metal. It's RJ, you know this because you have platinum.
Was there not a card you were complaining about that felt cheap? Am I like imagining
it's the Citi Strata Premier. It feels it feels like if you took cardstock and pasted 3 sheets together and then slapped a coat of paint on it. If that is
sorry, I screwed up which Citi card it was, but I knew I distinctly remembered you complaining about the quality of a card.
Oh yeah, no, it's absolutely terrible. It is for a $95 card. I expected better than that. Like the autograph feels multiple times better than that. And now, granted, the autograph is oddly sturdy for no reason, but yeah.
Yeah. When do you guys? It's the end of the month, right? That the former CSR holders get the new CSR.
Sunday the 25th, Monday the 26th. Or sorry,
so
the 26th. The 26th is a Sunday because I'm about to book another hotel through Rove.
You are booking a hotel through Rove?
Oh. Also, fun fact, Daddy Vroom mentioned earlier that Rove has to deal with the fact that the CSR booking folks are only going to get 3x and then get 1. Rove says that they code as hotel.
So
if you hold the CSR, 4x.
Now, do they code as hotel for flights?
Apparently.
That's interesting.
So if you hold the Wells Fargo autograph journey and you book a flight through Rove, you might get 5 times points for it on your autograph.
Now I kind of want you to get the autograph, Matt, so you can be the data point for us all.
Maybe.
Come on, Matt. You know you need a journey.
Do I though? Because if I get a journey now, then it takes me out of the 6-month window for what's coming in Q1. Because
You
pretty
really
confident
think
that the new card comes
you
out.
really think
Yes.
the Beyond is coming? Because you said last quarter it was coming this quarter. And I think you said the quarter before that it was coming that quarter.
Yeah. We'll you know what?
Hey, at least you've got an option, Vincent. Like I just use my platinum FHR credit for the Hyatt that I'm booking. The only reason I'm staying at that Hyatt is because of the credit. So if you can find value, I'm excited. Also, Matt, Double has a very important question for you.
So this is gonna be fun. I'll probably be. I don't have enough for a booking yet. If you've used my link in the past, please start spending through Rove. I want more Rove miles. I am most likely going to be booking hotels with greater than 0.7 cent per point valuations on them. I can book at more Hiltons, and I can book Marriott's, and not book at half a cent per point. Or I'll just use them for flights. We'll see. Keith, for now.
I'm really interested in it. Like, the more time passes, the more I'm interested in what they do to the CSP.
Yes. Hey. I don't like my comparisons to religious folk over the last several weeks.
I'm on my MacBook Air, so I don't have Pope Matt. When you redeem Rove Miles for flights, you also earn mile status to the airline. I would imagine, yeah, maybe.
I would imagine yes, because they should be counted as cash bookings on the airline side. So I'm going to imagine yes.
Matt, we're going to need you to book a flight.
I'm going to need more miles to book a flight, because right now I only have 7,070 miles, and I need more. So I'm going to keep spending. And look, y'all can have Pope Matt. I'm horrified.
I think when I get back to New York, I need to make Pope Matt the new icon.
Inomine oh no.
Oh, I could do that. It's in the Discord. I don't even have to wait to get back to New York. I can make that happen tonight.
Hooray.
Matt, you are a much beloved figure. That's all I can say.
Pope Matt, I have a question. If you were going to make a card trinity, what would it be?
A card trinity. God damn it! Now I have to think back to the CCD classes I never went to. CCD, hilarious.
We are working on shirts, guys. I promise.
And one of those will probably be in my eventual merch store. That and trying to figure out a blank is a blank is a blank. Please don't sue me. Please don't sue me. Please don't sue me.
We're working on it, guys. I promise it is eventually going to come.
Yeah.
It will probably come before the Wells Beyond.
Hey. A holy trinity of credit cards. I don't know. Just Platinum, Sapphire Reserve, Ritz-Carlton card. No.
I'm disappointed. Well, actually, you know what? The Ritz-Carlton makes sense. And I'm not going to let that joke go. I'm just going to let that go over somebody's head. But yeah, Matt understands it.
We now have Pope Matt as the server icon. It's coming as soon as the thing catches up.
Double. I feel like that math would break Spathco.
Oh God.
Save that for CPP hell. James, I'm still impressed that it's your wallpaper. How did that conversation go? Book a flight from MacArthur to LGA with 7,000 miles. Oh my God. I would get to LGA faster than if I had booked a taxi from MacArthur to LGA.
I kind of want you to take that flight, Matt. I might need you to take that flight, Matt.
Depends on what your TSA looks like right now, because if it was anything what I had to deal with earlier this week, you might be there for a while.
TSA optional.
That is a strong trinity of high net worth to get there. It's the indulgence of the Church of Matt.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not above simony or selling indulgences, so yeah, that'd be fine. John R., I don't think Chase has fixed Chase Dining yet. The new benefits are coming on October 26th, but I'm still not sure if it'll actually get the reserve dining credit after dining at a CSR listed restaurant. Best of luck. I have no earthly idea. Like, they should just scrap that credit and start over.
What's your faith level in George Kirby?
Oh, my faith in George Kirby can't be broken. Like, oh, he gave up several home runs. How many other pitchers in the playoffs for the first time have shit the bed? Plenty. It's fine. He'll be back. He should do it again in a Mets uniform and throw a no-hitter in the postseason. It's fine. I love George Kirby. No, I'm not suddenly scared that George Kirby's elbow is about to blow out.
Wait, so if Matt's the Pope, like, are we apostles or are we like archbishops? Like, what are the other hosts of Stack Your Points?
Likely the College of Cardinals.
Yeah. Hey guys, what's up?
Theory.
Hey folks.
Hey folks.
Yeah.
The most watched episode of Stack Your Lives ever is Matt's first address at St. Peter's.
Ooh.
They had all
Habemo Centurion card.
We're Cardinals. Guys, we've made it. First female Cardinal. I'm rocking.
Also, in theory, Open Table should have been. It should just be an Open Table credit. It should have been an Open Table credit. Anywhere in Open Table, like, don't worry about the Visa Infinite Reserve table bullshit. Don't worry about the Sapphire Reserve exclusive table no, Open Table. Open Table, or I don't know, don't do a $300 dining credit. Do another $300 credit. Find another $300.
I couldn't agree with you more, because they had all the makings of a fantastic credit right there.
Yup. Oh.
The fact that one restaurant holds the key to you guys keeping your CSRs is a little terrifying.
Although hopefully the Apple TV credit on the CSR will also get Peacock. That would be great, because that's a new backdoor that just opened.
I'm interested to see what happens with that.
Yeah.
As somebody who is not online much today, explain the Apple and Amex thing to the masses, Matt, me being the masses at the moment.
Okay, so Apple and Peacock have agreed to a new partnership where you can get Peacock on your Apple TV subscription for $14.99 a month, or you can get Apple TV on your Peacock subscription for $19.99 a month. Both of which would fall under the streaming credit or the entertainment credit from American Express for $20 a month. So you could get one or the other covered.
But if you have the bundle, because you have multiple Apple services, you're SOL, and you might as well use it for the Disney Plus bundle like I do.
Yes. If you pay for Apple One, you're still SOL.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I needed to know. I needed to know if this was at all applicable for my life, and apparently it is not.
I have a question. Aren't those just the normal prices for each one of those services? What's the extra oomph for doing that?
You're allowed to cross do it, so you don't need two accounts.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, they're just mixing chocolate and peanut butter. Yeah, that would have been interesting. Don't know. It was folks just theorizing when on the Amex subreddit, but we'll see. Really no savings whatsoever. Well, you pay for one and get both.
Premium is not free. The basic Peacock, I think, is free.
Yeah, you're still getting ads with Walmart Plus.
Also, I'll say this: if you do not own a Platinum card, any MasterCard at all, will give you $5 off of Peacock. So just keep that in mind as well.
You could do the crazy thing of I just pay for it for the year.
Well, it's actually cheaper if you do the monthly with a $5 discount than paying annually.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
You can also just pay it once and then you don't have to think about it again.
Well, if it's on auto, it doesn't matter, right?
Depends on the card. Like if it's a card you don't use very much, you can just not have to think about it.
I keep my cards on auto pay, so never mind. I understand what you're saying though.
I unfortunately have to pay for all of the streaming because I am the streaming owner in my house, and I made the mistake. Well, actually, no, I didn't make the mistake for that one. All of my streaming when I'm not doing a sub now goes to the US Bank Cash Plus. So that will be my streaming card going forward once I'm done with the green sub and the BBP employee card.
Cash Plus is a solid card because that's 6%?
5 but it's free. So there's no annual fee and it's 5 on a couple of different options of category.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
you
here's
just have
the
to
problem.
Quarter.
Yes. Here's the problem with ChatGPT. I was reading this today. A lot of people don't pay for it because they just can use it with Siri. So they actually don't, like, they have their free plan and that just works with Siri. So they haven't been buying it. So I don't know if ChatGPT, I don't know which way they would fall, if they would want people to buy it or if buy it through their premium card or not. AI is a very interesting. I did a year of GTP just to, I do some side stuff that has nothing to do with this podcast on there. So I have it for the year. It has broken in the last 3 months specifically. It is fundamentally broken on several levels. Like 5, and even if you use 4.0 or 4.0 or 4.0 or whatever, like it is not what it was 3 months ago. Like it's acting bad. Like you ask them basic data sets and it's like, I can't give you financial information. I asked what credits were on the platinum card. Like it is, they're trying to make it so people can't have, like, people were getting deep into it with like trying to make it do therapy for them. And I think they were trying to take some of the human elements out of it so people would not be as attached. And I think they did not tweak it properly.
Oh, yeah.
Craig.
So for me, I have enough status that like I fly enough that I can get the milestones for Admirals Club. So it is not for lounge access at all. For me, it is purely just for 10x AA miles on hotel spend. That is literally it. And I'm replacing my cash Hilton bookings with the AA portal. I'm still staying at Hilton's for the most part, but it'll be for mostly just me buying points for whatever stay that I want to do at a Hilton.
Are you still using your Aspire for your incidentals at the hotel?
Yes. So still get 34x for whatever I'm spending on when I'm doing a Hilton stay. Again, I will probably actually, did I already close that one down? I will need to check to make sure, but we are doing a severely reduced amount of travel, both because wife being in school and other things that are happening, but because of just a very reduced travel schedule, I am looking to just overall pull things back. And so some of that looks like reducing annual fees that I just won't be using. Some of it looks like maintaining some fees. So and RJ and I have had this conversation. Hilton Diamond, no matter what anyone says, is still valuable, right? Like I have my gripes with Hilton at the top end because of the point devaluation, but Hilton Diamond status, especially for, and this is one that people don't talk about, the Hilton Diamond customer service line, sensational. Absolutely sensational. If you have ever called in to book a room or because you are having trouble, the Diamond line is head and shoulders above anything else that Marriott offers outside of ambassador status. Like I get my own little person here, and that's cool. But like as far as open status that you can just find a phone number on the website, the Hilton Diamond line is truly amazing, and we do not talk about that enough. And like oftentimes we're worried about like upgrades and stuff, but you know, I really do like good customer service.
I'm looking forward to it for the parking. Like, guys,
Absolutely.
I don't think you understand how much I just want the diamond parking. And could I park there as gold and they not do anything? Yes. I'm not going to, because I am a good moral person and I am not going to take a status perk that is not mine to take.
I am.
And QC Man, yes, people were using it for a lot of things because they just set it up where it would work. And now like there's a lot of things with GTP. I mean, you're getting the earnings, right? So you're getting those points regardless of where you're going. There are other perks that you're going to get regardless. It is more useful if you're at least in the middle of the status tiers. Matt, this is more a question for you.
Yeah. Lost Craig for the moment. So a bit off topic, but for the parent hosts, how did you deal with flights with kids when they became over 2, trying to figure out if we should bring a car seat on board or what to do? So I, my child is large for her size. She is 5 years old. She's just over 4 feet tall. So the first time we took her on a plane, she was 4 and like right around 3 feet tall. And so like I just put her in the extra leg room seat on the JetBlue flight. No problem. Like I made sure that she could lap belt and all of that, because really if the plane goes down, most of the people are dying anyway. Like it's just my thought process. So I had no problem doing that. I bought the seat for her. We put her in that seat. I made sure that I was sitting next to her. It was a 2x2 configuration, I think, I want to say it was a 175 at the time, and now it's going to be a 220 the next time we do a flight to Detroit. So I had no issues with it, but yeah, I just put her on the seat. I didn't think about a car seat. I didn't think about a booster. Now I made sure there was a car seat and a booster for the rental, obviously, but I just bought the ticket.
Not particular. Like she's tall, but she's not like a center.
Speaking of tiny humans, I had to turn off my camera because my tiny human ran up and tried to hit me.
Nice.
Yeah. So, good times. So similar to Matt, my little guy is 2. He will be 3 in sometime soon. He is 41 inches tall. So when people see him, they think that he is a 5-year-old. There's nothing more frustrating than someone saying, shouldn't he be talking better than that? He's 2. Oh, and then there's an awkward pause. But keeping that in mind, I agree with Matt. I think that bringing the car seat on board is just a bigger hassle than it needs to be. Also, for most airplanes, unless they are a newer plane, and I mean within the last 10 to 15-ish years, they do not have anchor points for your car seat, and most modern car seats use anchor points. Now, granted, you can still loop the seat belt around, but you're better off just buckling them down. And if they're anything like my kid, at 2 to 3, they're mostly in your arms anyway, right? Like, let's be real.
No, mine passed out on the way back from Detroit. She just passed out for the entire flight sitting next to me. It was great.
Oh, that's awesome. See, my guy is either going to lounge. You've seen the pictures that I put in the Discord for us folks to look at. Either he's lounging and waving to people, and I'm saying, please stop talking to strangers, or he is in my arms and we are watching Bluey. There's no in between.
So it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for upgrades and things, then you might have a bad time. I'm not particularly looking for upgrades, so I'm excited.
No.
You remember that South Park episode where they're like, yeah, if you're French fry when you're supposed to pizza, you're going to have a bad time. I think oftentimes we're French frying when we should be pizzaing. And I don't rely, guys, like, not to be funny, this year my employer spent an exorbitant amount of money for me to go and travel. I hit Marriott ambassador status. Craig does not spend that type of money on hotels, nor will I ever. I am not balling like that. I do not need a room inside of a room inside of a room. But even then, if you look at my Marriott account, there's 143 nights in there right now. I probably stayed 60 of those before switching jobs. I think I got like 6 upgrades. So like, it's an upgrade, especially domestically. If that's what you're looking for, I think that we have sold this pipe dream that just does not work. It's nice when it happens, but like, it's just not a sustainable model to think that I have the high status, I'm going to get an upgrade unless you're, for whatever reason, a high globalist out and about in the world.
So here's a very important question. How tall is the SYP cast? I think I'm safely the shortest at 5'8". I am also the only woman on the SYP cast, which, makes it helpful. Matt,
I think you and Tariq are the same height.
Yes. I think he might be a touch taller. He's built like a cannonball. Like, he'd be a great running back.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say Matt or Lonnie is next, somewhere in that range. And then I think Craig
it's
is
Lonnie,
because
I'm pretty sure Lonnie's only like 5'10". I think Matt's like 6'2", 6'3", right?
6'2".
Yeah. And then
I've never seen any of you stand up, so there is that.
Yeah. No, I'm like 6'1", 6'2". But yeah, no, I'm not the tallest on the cast.
Let me assure you, being tall is not fun. I would assume Matt would agree when it comes time to have to fit into normal people-sized spaces. It sucks.
It has its merits, but yeah, no.
This is why I think I do not care about the CRJ that Matt is very passionate about hating, because I am 5'8" and significantly smaller than I was a year and a half ago. I'm down officially 130 pounds, which, thank you very much. It's amazing how much easier flying is when you're like physically fit and healthy. Like, how much just easier it is to like use the tray tables and to do all those little things. So I think that's why the CRJ does not bother me as much as Matt, because there is 6 inches of height and wider shoulders, and longer legs. So there is that difference. So I think the CRJ for me is much more, I took a CRJ to Detroit and I was perfectly content the entire time. I had a row all to myself.
It's a hateful airplane.
It is. The CRJ is just a hater. Have you ever watched the Dave Chappelle Player Haters Ball? The CRJ wins year after year after year. I can't even stand up straight on the plane.
Again, I am significantly shorter than you are, which helps. I have a question for you guys. This was not on a rundown, but we don't have a rundown for this show, so I'm going to do it anyway. I did something this trip that I do not usually do. I checked my bag. I took my backpack that has half a change of clothes and like my tech and everything. But my actual carry-on, I checked, and I'm going to have to check it on the way back because I went to Spyderco. And they do not allow the sharp pointy things on the plane. So that will be checked. I kind of loved it. Like I am usually always keep your carry-on like with you. I kind of liked it. It was kind of nice only having to deal with the backpack. But I also am not the type of person to only take a backpack. Like I am not an overpacker, but the backpacks I have are not big enough for multiple days of clothes.
Vacuum pack though.
Yeah, but the problem is you have to vacuum pack on the way back too, and that's where most backpacks fall down. I've looked into them. The amount of backpack reviews that Craig and I have probably watched is about as many tidbit videos of you as probably made. Anyhow, I kind of like checking my bag, guys. Like, I might keep checking my bag. Kind of liked it.
So I have no problem with people that check bags. I don't do it when I travel by myself because I just want to get going and like go on about my way, right? With my wife, it depends. 70-30 toss up. We'll probably have a roll-on, carry-on, and a backpack, and she'll have like whatever satchel or purse or whatever she brings. So we probably don't. But the moment I have my kid with me, bag's getting checked. I think it's got a time and a place, especially if you're going to be there for a longer period of time. Anything over a 3 or 4 day trip, I support a check bag, especially if you don't want to have anything weighing you down and you just want to have like your laptop or an iPad with you. Go for it. Travel light. Because, and RJ, you know this, even light backpacks get heavy.
So my backpack weighs more than my carry-on bag. Like my backpack is 30 pounds because I have my laptop in it, my iPad, and basically every product Anchor makes, plus my DOP kit and some other things, right? So like my backpack is not light. It is appropriately sized to fit under the seat in front of me so I can have it down there, but it is not light. So like I'm already dealing with that thing. I have a Travel Pro compact carry-on. My carry-on is the smallest normal size bag I can get. I love it. It can fit 6 days of clothes in, but I kind of liked not having to deal. Like if I was with somebody else, I think I would have probably not checked my bag, but being solo, like, cause the only thing in my carry-on bag is clothes. Everything else that I'm taking is in my backpack. So I think that's what made it a little bit more palatable to me. I kind of liked it, man. It was real nice. Yeah, okay. If you're away for 18 nights, I get why you had checked carry-on and backpack. But yeah, I'm gonna have to check it on the way back. So maybe as soon as I lose a bag, I will never do this again. It's like if I use the Amex portal and they screw up, I'm never gonna use it again, right? Like maybe it's that, but for trips,
just pop an AirTag in there, you'll be fine.
And here's the thing, like I'm traveling for personal. Craig, you're doing a lot of work travel. I understand you just want to get there and get going, right? Like you're either coming in to go to a hotel and sleep, or you're coming in and, going straight to a meeting.
And I'll say this, for personal travel, I am infinitely more likely to check a bag. For work travel, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I think I might be converted a little bit to checking bags when so I was on a CRJ for part of the flight. I knew because it was a 1-2 configuration, I wasn't going to have something over my head. So I knew I was going to probably have limited space. So I didn't want to deal with it for that. And I also tweaked my back a little bit. I'm fine, but the twisting motion was not my friend. Yeah. So I might start doing a little bit of bag check. Guys, I'm using portals and checking bags. I also am going to have platinum next year, so that helps, right? Because, status.
I was just about to say, you have status with Delta, it helps. Because one, the likelihood, I'll say this, AA, if I leave something on the plane, they will send it to me. They will figure it out. But also, I have the highest status with AA you could possibly have. I know so many people that will say, man, that is just tough buckets, kiddo. You left a switch on there. That's a flight attendant switch now. Um, but with Delta, I left a notebook and they mailed it to me from Detroit. They covered shipping and everything. I didn't even have status at that point. And I think I have silver status with Delta now. First of all, those little the tags they send you are nice. The metal ones?
Yeah. I have my silver ones on there. I haven't ordered the gold ones because I'm going to get platinum, so I didn't want to order another set. And
get them all. It's like a collection, like Pokemon.
Maybe I'll do that. But I might even Spathco he's lost one bag and it arrived home a week. So I might start doing it, guys. Also, I didn't realize that the Bengals were up on the Steelers, and kind of makes me chuckle. Former Packers great Aaron Rodgers.
The Islanders won tonight, their first win in 4 games, so I'll take that. And they won in regulation.
Packers are
and
playing
they beat
the
the Oilers.
Packers are playing the Cardinals this week. I'm really gonna need this game to be not stressful.
It's Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. I don't think you have anything to worry about.
Okay, I thought that for the Browns, Matt. And how did that turn out for me?
Well, Joe Flacco is actually God.
I mean, he wasn't when he was on the Bengals. Yeah. So there is that. I think I waited more than 20 minutes for my bag, but I didn't think about it that hard. They were pulling bags out. That is pretty cool, though, that they did mail you back your notebook, Craig. I do appreciate that for you.
Also, just double confirm ChatGPT prefers the Chase Sapphire Reserve. Yeah. You can't see that. I don't even know why I tried. But yeah, Matt, you have won the credit card wars. Pulpitus.
Well, that's because American Express won't give Sam Altman a Centurion card, but JP Morgan will give him the JP Morgan Reserve card. So I think he just put something into the code.
There we go.
He's also a giant douchebag.
Do you think it's because Amex knows that they're all just playing with the same $100 billion
money
that somehow NVIDIA is giving to them, that they're giving to AMD, that NVIDIA is giving to them, that Microsoft is giving to them? Somebody made a flow chart of it. It was hilarious.
It's all a racket.
Oh, they're doing a new olive green color for Travel Pro is for one of their bags, and it's really pretty, and I want this bag. His sister loses her bags yearly. Oh, her bags are oversized. She has diamond
because she has diamond size. They just send it back. When you have status, they're really good about compensating whatever losses you may have had. Loyalty begets loyalty.
I will say, I had the Shake Shack burger on Delta. It was quite tasty. I'm getting the beef lasagna on my way home. Nice. Because I don't eat a lot of pork, so the pork meatballs were not something I wanted.
In fairness, Delta has some of the better airline breakfast that I've ever had. The French toast that they gave us when we were going to Salt Lake City, top notch.
I'm looking to see what my options are. I won't know for like another month and a half, but I'm looking forward to seeing what my options are going to be when I go to Hawaii. QC Man, I haven't seen the Canadian Platinum is such a weird card compared to the American one. Any international version of the Platinum is weird. So I don't know if this is going to be a US thing. I genuinely don't.
So the German Platinum card is limited to 50 priority pass visits a year. The Spanish one is limited to 20, and the Canadian one I think is either 6 or 10. And I don't think that they're going to bring it to the US Platinum until they absolutely have to. But it's plausible that they will.
I
But
think
it's
some of that though is
yeah.
really hyper dependent upon like the credit card structures in those countries.
Yeah.
And also, not to be funny, I would also assume that you get a heck of a lot more use out of flying out of Germany, no matter whether it's Frankfurt or any other major airport there, or internationally within the EU or in the UK at a priority pass than you do domestically.
Yeah. Oh, she gets the original one back.
No, it genuinely, like, it was crispy. Like, it genuinely tasted good. Like, I ate the entire thing. I was very pleased. The top bun was colder than the bottom bun because they put the bottom bun is on when they put it in the heater. But it was quite tasty. I was impressed.
I don't care for Shake Shack.
I will say, so they don't give you fries, they give you chips. The best just plain potato chips I've ever had. Like, they were properly salty and they hit just right.
Okay.
I'm kind of sad I don't get it on the way back to Detroit.
Yeah, no, Shake Shack's gluten-free bun is not something to write home about.
So, yeah, I don't have that problem, Matt.
Well, yeah, most people like this is like a first world problem. I have a first world problem that I cannot process wheat properly. I get that. But the gluten-free bun option at Shake Shack is nothing to write home about. So I do not.
What is your favorite gluten-free options?
Dying. No. So I appreciate that Jersey Mike's will do a Udi's sub roll. So like that's cool. It's the best of a bad situation. I get that. I also appreciate that Five Guys will just give you a set of burgers and patties and all the things that you ask for just in a little middle tray because they don't believe in gluten-free buns, which is fine. So like I just eat burger meat, which is great. Do you just do the lettuce wrap to avoid a bad bun? I will not do a lettuce wrap because like you still have to hold it, and I don't want to hold lettuce that's just got fat seeping into it, which no. So I get it in the little metal container. There are like area places that I go to in like the Poughkeepsie area that I will frequent that have good gluten-free options. There's Shelley's Deli in Hyde Park. There is Rossi's. They have 2 locations in the Poughkeepsie area. They have a really good gluten-free bun option for you, and their sandwiches are about the size of my head. So like I have to order a Rossi sandwich this weekend. It's going to cost me like $30, but I don't care. It's good. Other options for fast food and gluten-free, there's not a ton. That's the problem. Like sandwiches got ruined for me. Keith, I can in fact confirm that Rossi's is fire.
I don't know the answer to this, so if it is dumb, I apologize. Are most wraps gluten-free?
No.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Rossi's needs to be a sponsor of Matt's channel. I would imagine that Rove would be a sponsor before Rossi's. But yes, I wouldn't mind a Rossi sponsorship.
See, I have a new theory. I think I like the CRJ because I like having the seat by myself.
You can do that on an E170.
I think that's my I don't have E170s flying out of my local airport.
Oh, never mind then. Also, Matt, I'm so sorry to say this. My son ran up and he looked, he goes, Santa?
Matt is now Santa Claus.
He's Santa and the Pope. He saw the beard and he goes, Santa. And I'm just like, no, buddy. Let's go lay back down.
He's getting a lump of coal.
He deserves it, honestly. Love him dearly.
I mean, that is wow.
You have
I
a
kind
red
of love
hat
it though.
and a beard. Cut him some
It's not the
slack.
first
His
time
brain
I've
is
been-
just now getting wrinkles.
It's not the first time I've been compared to Santa is the problem.
Oh, well.
You need to grow your beard a little longer though for Christmas, Matt.
I support this.
QC man, I was in first class, so I assume you do. Because I don't think everybody gets meals.
So what you're saying is I need to go to Austin. Got it. But
Is
yeah,
it
no,
gluten free just because it's all meat, or
no, it's gluten free because of the hippies, not the hippies, the millennials.
there we go.
I mean, if you don't like, if you have a gluten allergy, I understand why you wouldn't eat gluten. I don't get the people who don't eat gluten just to not eat gluten. I don't get anybody who does that.
Because they're convinced that they have the allergy, but they don't.
Yeah.
Usually.
I found out I was allergic to soy, and now my knees don't pop.
That is a interesting side effect.
Fluid on the joints.
Yep.
And yes, Spaithco confirmed you have to be able to pre-order, which is limited to domestic first. You know.
Yeah, no. I'm limited in my burger options. Like, there's no burger chain that does a good gluten-free bun.
How do you
No,
feel
I take
about
that back. I'm
lettuce
sorry.
wrap?
Smash burger. Lettuce wrap. The only problem is, like, if it's a really juicy burger and you got like the fat oozing out of the patties,
Fair enough.
you're gonna ruin the lettuce, which is. I just eat it off. Like, I would eat it off a plate or do the tin. That
Could you do like a lettuce bowl? Like if the leaf of the lettuce is contiguous, could you do it that? You would just need a very big piece of lettuce. But like the heads of lettuce that are massive, like if they took a single perfect leaf, would they be able to do it to your satisfaction?
No, because that's usually how they try to do the lettuce wrap. Like, they take a giant lettuce leaf and like fold it over the burger, and you're supposed to, like, the idea is that you pick it up and you're able to like sort of simulate that it's that you're not eating sad. No, man, I know what I'm getting myself into. Just give me bunless.
I have a
You
question.
can put the lettuce on there. I'm just gonna grab a fork and like hate my life.
What about a potato bun?
It's the flour that it's made with.
Even potato
Like,
buns?
If it's all potato starch, that's
Yeah.
fine. But like most potato buns, I assume are made with wheat.
No, so, and only reason I know is I have a celiac coworker, and she like specifically orders potato buns, and like at first I was like, oh no, this is gonna be terrible. It's kind of fire. I like them, but we can talk offline. I'll send you a thing.
Contiguous
Yeah.
has other meanings. It's not just like, it's called the contiguous United States because it's a solid mass. I like using words. Let me live my life.
RJ flies first class, and she has a big vocabulary.
I do, but I never had to take the SATs, so win. Guys, I just made ChatGPT try to make Matt Santa, and this is the worst Matt ever, but it's a very cute picture of Santa. So I'm going to put it in the live. It does not look like Matt at all, though.
I'm here for it.
It just looks like a stock picture of Santa Claus with Matt's background.
Oh, thank God. Oh,
Like,
shit.
it does
That looks
not
more
look
like my
Matt.
dad.
It does not look like Matt, though.
Fuck. QC man, I took the ACT. I got a 29 on it.
Yeah, I went to community college for a couple years, so you don't have to take the SATs or the ACTs when you do that. So I went for 2 years so I could skip the SATs because I didn't want to take it.
My SAT
Still
score,
graduated.
my classic SAT score was a 1400. My updated for like me and me only year that they added the writing section in, and then they realized that we couldn't write, or like most of my class year across the country couldn't write. That total was like 2130.
So Matt, I have a question for you as a fellow New Yorker of a certain age.
Yeah.
Did you get the full Regents diploma?
I don't remember. I think so. Or no, I think my algebra B region score was too low.
So you got the local diploma.
I think so. I don't remember offhand.
I only
was
asked
also-
because New York is a special state that has a Regents diploma and a non-Regents diploma. They're getting rid of that, but New York is special.
I was a member of NHS. I joined NHS as a senior, so I probably ended up with the Regents diploma.
I can't imagine
Not many
you
kids.
didn't.
Yeah, not many kids who were in NHS didn't get the Regents diploma.
I was in NHS, but Illinois just said, "Wow, you graduated. Good for you."
Here's a cord.
New York's the 6-hour English Regents was my least favorite of the Regencies.
I don't remember how I did on the English regions. I got in the 90s, I think. I got 99 on the world history regions, and I caused a fight in the history department. I got a 99 on the U.S. history regions and caused a fight in the history department. I got a 90s. I feel like I got a 90 something on the English regions. The algebra B regions, I got a 75, and I got an 87 on the bio.
So 55 is the lowest you can get and get the local diploma. 65 is the lowest you can get and get the Regents diploma. So you would have gotten the Regents diploma. I also got the Regents diploma.
That 75 was the lowest. Was my lowest score. QC man, why all those fights? Because of the DBQs.
Yeah.
I was one of only 2 students in my class who got all 50 multiple choice right on both years. And my DBQs were fine. It was the essay. One of my history teachers, my first history teacher, and every other history teacher got into a fight about my responses in the essay. And this little angry Irishman kept fighting that I lose a point somewhere just to lose a point 2 years in a row. Like, apparently he almost came to blows with another history teacher.
Yeah, I was in the high 90s for the history, for both histories, my biology. English, I was in the high 80s. Math, I passed, but for the grace of something. Apparently the grace of Pope Matt. But yeah, I remember being in the US history Regents and the teacher coming over to me because she did not have the answer key to have me answer one of the questions so she could go help another student.
Yeah. I also took, this wouldn't surprise y'all, I also took 9 APs.
We didn't offer AP classes. My high school was so small that there were no AP classes.
Fair. I was also very consistent in my AP scores where I got 3 4s, 3 3s, and 3 1s.
Yeah. They're doing away with the Regents, which is both good for the kids and also I feel like old lady yells at clouds and kids should have to suffer the way I did.
No, hear me out. I think some kids need to be left behind.
Some kids definitely need to be left behind.
Some kids just aren't worth it's just not worth taking the test.
I'm just saying, No Child Left Behind. Those people are adults now, and you can tell which ones are which.
I am a strong supporter of the BOCES program, which, at least in my portion of New York, was a way for you to learn technical skills. Like, they had ones where you could learn how to be like an auto mechanic the last couple of years of school and things like that. Absolutely, definitely the reason that a couple of kids were able to graduate school and went on to do the things they learned in those programs. So not everybody needs to go to college. Like, we need people who do like mechanic stuff and like criminal justice stuff that isn't like ADAs and stuff. So I strongly support that.
Plumbers. Need plumbers.
We need lots of plumbers. And you can make more as a plumber than most people who have like bachelors right now.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I will say this, though. I think that, so let me pause. 110,000% agree. We need people in trades, and trades are viable. However, I also think that there is a large push to cause higher education to rubber band the opposite direction. And I think we've been seeing it since like the early 90s or late 2000s, early 2000s, where people are saying, well, everybody has a college degree, so nobody has a college degree. And now, they're taking opportunities for people to get their master's degree and like higher education and stuff with the ability to take out loans. And granted, loans, whole other conversation. But removing access to some of these programs is also still concerning. I'm going to get off my high horse and I'm done. I apologize.
I think if you want to go to college and that's a career path you want to take, you should be able to. I just think that we tried to push too many kids to go to college that only went to college because they thought that was the path they had to take, not the path that was actually the best for them.
No, I agree with that. I don't disagree with you.
I have a lot of relatives who just should not have gone to college, who they tried college because they thought that's what they had to do, got a bunch of loans because they had to pay for it somehow, and then got, hosed by those loans and then ended up being a plumber or a electrician anyway. No. Matt, you want to tease something for next week?
Oh yeah, we're not doing Star Trek next week. We're going to do something completely different. I think we're doing it live. I don't remember if we're doing it live. Are we recording?
I think we're going to try it live and see how that goes. And then possibly move to recorded and more solidified depending on how that goes.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, we're hitting pause on Star Trek at the moment.
There is the new show that's coming out next year, so it's not forever. It's just a temporary pause.
Yeah.
We think.
Yeah. Also, would it shock any of y'all to know that I also took 3 SAT2s?
Why?
Because my ass was aiming for the Ivies because I'm dumb.
I kind of do want to see Matt at Harvard just debating people. Like, just going to where the finance bros are and just debating them for fun. I feel like that would be good entertainment.
Fun fact, Harvard's actually super easy to get into.
I think super
I didn't
easy
get into Harvard.
Now.
No.
I mean, yes, if your parents have multiple millions of dollars, a lot of schools are easy to get into.
There's an off the beaten path with Harvard. I don't know which of the other Ivies also offer it, but Harvard does have a school that is not super hard to get into.
There is also be a freakishly talented athlete, and you can get into Stanford.
I will also say, from a graduate's perspective, it's much easier to get graduate degrees from those programs than it is for undergraduate because a lot less politics are involved there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I took 3 SAT2s. I took 9 APs. I did pretty okay on the SAT and the ACT. I was trying to buff my resume as hard as I could. And did I get into any Ivy League school? Nope.
Keith, I think you should take your mother's Amex points and just use those to buy yourself a wing of the library at Harvard and just name it after yourself. I think that's what you should do with those Amex points.
But I did really well on 2 of my SAT2s and really poorly on the last one. Because the French SAT2 and the French AP are the worst tests known to man.
Yeah. We had a lot of people take French up where I am because of Canada.
Quebec.
So, fun fact that you all probably don't know. I have a lifelong vendetta against the French. And it's because I had a Romanian teacher who spoke Lithuanian but taught French.
Romanian
they spoke Lithuanian as their native language, or they spoke Romanian in Lithuanian?
Yes.
But Romanian is a Romance
did
language.
Not make sense. And then when you try to repeat things back for spoken tests or for anything, it's, well, what are you doing? It's wrong. And it's like, I'm saying it exactly the way that you're saying it. And then when you go and have conversations with people. So, for example, had a roommate that's from Senegal. Senegalese people speak French. Sierra Leone. They're like, the hell are you saying? And it's like, this language is dumb. Why don't you have an H?
My favorite conversation/fight that I have ever witnessed in person is I was sitting at a table in college watching somebody from Paris, born and raised in Paris, and somebody from Quebec debating the French language like it was fantasy football. It was highly entertaining. And I don't speak French. So I had no dog in the fight. And it was the funniest thing because the both sides are very proud of the language. Neither side thinks the other speaks it correctly. But there's just enough overlap. It was very amusing.
I value all culture. I value the French food. I value everything that they've done for art and society and everything. If the French language went away, I would not be upset. There's going to be a recording of this in like 40 years when I'm running for office for something, and they're going to be like, so, Mr. Carter, you despise the French, you say. And I'm going to have to stand on business and say, yeah.
Okay, but is France going to be a country? Because apparently they can't get a prime minister right now that lasts very long, so they might not be a country by then.
Well, as long as
come on, they set themselves on fire every 30 years. It's fine. I was
going to say, they haven't even gotten to the head cutting stage yet, so we're good.
They're on their 5th republic. The 7th will figure it out. They'll be fine.
It's France. They take protests into an art. Like, they're like statewide protests. Like, they'll just have people out there with like grills. Like, it's impressive.
And that's why I still have to have a semblance of respect for the French, because I'm like, your national anthem is "Nuck If You Buck," and I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Their national anthem is "Burn, Baby, Burn."
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, QC man, I took those rejections very well because I knew I was a shitty student.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the French SAT2 and the AP, they are crimes against humanity. They were written by a Canadian, I'm sure of it. Yeah, no, don't do those. The French was one of my ones, and I only got like a 300 on the SAT on the French SAT2.
I also watched somebody from France, the same person that was from Paris, debating French, debate wine with an Italian. Also very amusing. I did think somebody was going to get stabbed during that conversation, though.
Yeah.
They apparently take it very seriously there.
I got to make all French people mad. Napa Valley wine is better.
I don't drink wine, so.
I don't either. Is that like going to somebody from Kentucky and telling them Tennessee whiskey is better than Kentucky bourbon? Is that level of fighting words?
Absolutely, 100%.
I guess.
Here's the thing, like, the French have been an ally to America a lot. We just like to pick on them.
Yeah.
The French are fine. The French, helped us break away from England for reasons that were not entirely altruistic.
And then we turned our back on them when they started lopping each other's heads off.
I mean, occasionally you gotta just let nature take its course, I suppose.
And then we got pissed at them for Haiti.
Yeah, because we're, blameless in the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
Just a reminder, Puerto Rico is part of America, just in case anybody is confused there. I don't know.
I like champagne, but I also like Prosecco. So, like, what can I say?
I don't know if you put them both in a glass and gave them to most Americans that they would be able to tell the difference.
Legit winos would. Well,
yes, that's why
sorry.
I said most Americans.
Yes, most Americans wouldn't know, but an actual a sommelier would know.
Oh yeah, like somebody who actually studies this, I am sure would know. Uh-oh. Craig, you need to come back and defend yourself against Keith. He is not down.
I'm just waiting for someone to just chime in that Argentinian wine may be better. I don't know.
I'm trying to think of the great. Apparently, I have only had a little bit of it. Apparently, Japanese whiskey is very good.
I hear things. I have not procured it because it's too freaking expensive. Although the Shop and Fishkill might have no, they don't really have decent deals on it. But I usually just walk in there and I'm like, I just want to drink to get drunk, and they can find something for me.
I mean, that is pretty easy. You can get some Jim Beam for that. New York State has a lot of really great ice wine too. I was a fan of that back in my younger years.
Have
you ever had ice wine, Matt?
No.
It is more like a dessert because it has a lot of the water taken out of it because of said ice.
Yeah.
It's quite good though. Yeah, no, it was super interesting. Like they were both respectful, but you could tell that they both were thinking of revolution by the end of it.
Yeah, I don't have any dog in the wine fights. Like I will drink bubbly. I will not necessarily drink like I couldn't tell you the difference between a Pinot Noir and a
Sauvignon Blanc.
No, that I can definitely tell you the difference between, because one is dark, one is a red, and one is a white. No, but like I couldn't tell you the difference between like a Pinot Noir and a Burgundy, for example. Like I know that they're both red wines, but I can't tell you squat about what's different about them. And the only thing I can say about Rieslings from Germany is that nobody likes them. Well, no, one of my exes liked Rieslings. When it comes to New York State, yep.
Oh, sorry, Matt.
I was going to say, when it comes to New York State and booze, I am a cider man and I am a Total Town Spirits guy.
There are some good whiskeys that are made in New York State. It's an up-and-coming segment. I will say my favorite name of a wine is Gewürztraminer, just because it's such a German word. Like it's just, yeah, it's so unabashedly German.
Yes.
There's no hiding that. But all right, Matt, we've hit almost 2.5 hours. We're now into food and wine pairings, perhaps.
Might be time. Might be
time. We have lost Craig to daddy duty.
Literally.
Any final thoughts to the chat? From the chat, I should say. Yeah, the Finger Lakes do have amazing wineries. I don't drink anymore, so I don't have much reason to go there, but they do. Lovely. I'm in Colorado. If I still drank, I would be at Left Hand, which is not wine, but it is very interesting beer.
Mother's milk.
I'm kind of sad that I don't drink because I wanted to go to Left Hand, but German Riesling, from what I remember, was very good. Again, Keith, we're gonna have to have you on to do wine as credit cards. Like, what wine is the platinum card? I'm interested, Keith. Like, I genuinely would be interested in your thoughts on what wine the platinum is. It's interesting to me. What can I say? Matt, what spirit is the CSR?
Currently, Mad Dog 2020. Prior to the refresh and the terrible rollout, something around like a Highland Park 12. What?
Nothing. I just saw Craig's message.
Yeah, literal daddy duty.
Overrating the New York. I think you're overrating the New York. I think I'm not saying it's the best whiskey. Like, I still liked bourbon better, but I think it's better than one would anticipate New York State being able to produce whiskey.
Hudson Valley whiskey from Tuttletown is fine. It is not anywhere near the top of my list in any way, shape, or form. Like, I have plenty of scotches to go through. I have plenty of Irish whiskeys. Since, I would only be drinking Tullamore Dew and Jameson and Powers and maybe, Tullamore Dew, Jameson, Writer's Tears, Tullamore Dew, Jameson, Michael Collins, then Powers.
So, Pappy?
Then fighting words.
On that note, Clinton has said it is time.
Well, we appreciate you guys sticking around as always. For the 20 of you guys who are left watching, we appreciate you. We appreciate everyone who watched tonight. Check out stackyourpoints.com to join the Discord, join our channel. We appreciate each and every one of you. We appreciate the super chats we got tonight from James Ragland, a super sticker from QC Man, and Bill Wright gifting a Stack Your Points membership. We will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for your time. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.